Well, hi. A friend of mine challenged me to start a video thing. So I thought that I would. And so this is the start of it. Um, my name is Dave. I'm going to tell you a lot more about myself in case you're remotely interested. Um, I'm almost 60, turning 60 this year. I think by the time you get to 60, maybe you have a few things to say. I think I do. But you be the judge of that. I don't want to presume that I got the corner on insight or interesting things or anything like that. But I like to talk. Yeah, maybe why I'm doing this is so I can look back years from now and, I don't know, kind of decide what my life was about. Who knows? Very good chance I won't do this past tomorrow. But here we go. I just got home from a bike ride, a la very sweaty shirt. By the way, obviously going for the authentic look. So I was on my bike ride. I thought, what would I say? It was kind of mostly inspired by this thing I read today on marriage by Paulo Coelho, but I'll talk about that another time. A little bit about me. So I'm Canadian, live in Abbotsford, British Columbia, near Vancouver. Born in Vancouver, raised in Kamloops, traveled around kind of Western Canada, but I've been here most of my adult life. And I'm a therapist. I'm an educator. Weird. I'm a workplace mental health specialist. Didn't see that, when I was a young man, but pays the bills, and I love it. I'm a father, and a grandfather, and a husband, and a friend to a core of really great humans. And part of this is going to be about them and things I've learned and things that I want to learn or am currently learning. And why would I offer this up to anybody? I really doubt very many people will watch this, which is fine. This isn't about that. But there's another part of me that, I feel like today in my life, so it's Tuesday, October 8th, I think. And Canadian Thanksgiving just finished this weekend. But it's not about that. I am so happy. I really am. And, I'm aware of a meta level that would be, dude, white, professional, privileged men living in Canada. I'd better be happy. I mean, I get that. Except I know a lot who aren't. And you know what? I think this. It's not about, happiness is not about being white or male or privilege. Some of it can do with Canadian for sure. But my life probably shouldn't be this way. And I've believed that most of my adult life, that I should probably be in a different, perhaps less fortunate place, maybe not as happy. And yet here I am. And I think that there's reasons for that. I didn't always think there was reasons for that. Well, I did, but I've been told a lot that there's DNA and determinism and heredity has so much to do with it. And obviously it does. I'm aware of the research. Saw a fascinating movie this weekend. Maybe this is why I'm doing this. This crazy movie, documentary called Three Identical Strangers. Go watch it if you have a sec. But the basic idea is that they separated these triplets up at birth, a number of twins to follow them and, to see the difference nature and nurture makes and all this. And yet the study really wasn't about that. The study was about their parents and how they were raised and what kind of impact would that make on these three young men. When they first reunited, when they were 19 back in 1980, there's one of the people that's interviewed in the documentary says, if you're only looking for similarities, you're going to find them. And there's tons of them. They smoked the same brand of cigarette, had the same taste in women. They had the same mannerisms. Obviously, they looked identical. And you're overwhelmed in the early kind of stretch of that to say, wow, it's all about genetics. And yet this one guy says, but there's so many similarities. There's so many differences about these three men, and some of them like seriously large differences. And we began to look at really the substantial differences between their life, and it was the families that they came out of. And I'm not talking about whether they were wealthy families or not, because clearly the guy that seemed most at home in his soul and kind of with his life was, the one raised in the least privileged family. And there's a woman at the end, the aunt of one of the boys, and she's reflecting on all of this, and she says it's all about nurture. It's all about the people who come alongside us, probably notably our parents, but others too, many others, and who shape us and who love us and connect with us and are part of our lives. And I am today because of those people and my faith. And this is about that, I think. It's about trying to understand the different people, the different ideas, the different experiences that have shaped me to be who I am today. Again, so what? But a little thing about my faith, probably important. I feel at home for lots of probably cultural reasons, but I feel at home in my Christianity. But I want to be very clear right from the outset. In my understanding of the universe and God and spirituality, we are all of us, dearly loved God's children. He loves us all, whether we're female or male or low privilege or high privilege or whatever ethnic group or, whatever generation or whatever. He loves us all so dearly in the same. And the universe is, I believe, with all its pain and tragedy and suffering and sorrow, I believe the universe is still good. And I believe there is an afterlife, and I believe that whatever it is, and I'll probably share thoughts on that if I get to number 382 of these, but I believe that we are all the same. We're all on the same level. And whether you approach God from a materialist or a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim or an atheist or whatever point of view, in my judgment, there's no differences. God speaks to all of us in our own ways. There's a great story in the Christian New Testament, and it talks about different people that would come to see Jesus. And I remember one woman believed if she could just touch his garment, his shirt, that she would be healed of a serious blood disorder. And another guy said, you just have to say the word and my daughter who lives far away will be healed. And Jesus seemed to take everybody who they were at. Now, again, regardless of whether you believe there's a real Jesus, not a real Jesus, whatever. The point being, I think God, whatever God is, whoever God is, the universe, comes to us and makes himself known to us in however we want. And the real issues of life are about love and connection and relationship and gratitude and humility and honesty and these kind of really large things. Anyways, so enough of that. If you think, that guy's a Christian and I'm not, so we can talk. So what am I going to do? So tonight, it's Tuesday, my buddy Todd is coming over, and we are going to probably watch a hockey game together. Canucks are playing Carolina. Another thing, I follow the Canucks and Seahawks. And I'm going to see if you do like a 5-minute thing about what it's been like to be a friend with me, and maybe some things there. So who will watch this? Maybe my wife. Maybe Adele will watch this. Whatever. Thanks. So, bye-bye.